Welcome to another gathering of the Gold Key Adventurers Society. Have a seat by the fire as we prepare to help you unlock the secrets of the travel life. From theme park thrills to Purple Mountain's majesty, we want to see it all and do it all, and we want to help you do the same. We all have those bucket list trips, once-in-a-lifetime destinations that we'll get to someday. We're here to help you make your travel dreams a reality. Buy the ticket, take the trip. Where do you want to go?
Come on, now tell me what's on your bucket list. Okay, hey, it's a beautiful day. Okay, hey, it's a beautiful day.
Welcome back to another meeting of the Gold Key Adventurers Society. My name is Dan Leonard.
Hi, Dan.
And joining me this week in the studio is Heather Strait.
Hey.
And Mr. Jeff Williams.
Howdy.
Hi there. Our show, as always, is brought to you by Key to the World Travel. Key to the World Travel is a full-service travel agency specializing in theme parks, cruising, and destinations around the world. Head to www.keytotheworldtravel.com for more details and a no-obligation quote on the vacation of a lifetime. Yeah, we spent a lot of time on this show, and as travel agents, just go with me here, play along, giving other people advice on how to tour Walt Disney World. And all that information can be useful. I thought that it might be a little more interesting for once to talk about our own personal touring style without... We've talked about this before, but we were playing a silly game, so we had all these rules attached. You can't do this and you can't do that. So I wanted to hear about what does your ideal Disney day at the various parks look like? And let's get the easy one out of the way. I think this one's going to go by really quick. So let's start with the Magic Kingdom. Or not Magic Kingdom. Let's start with the Animal Kingdom.
I was going to say, that's the easy one.
Yeah, easy one. My typical approach, skip it.
Skip the Animal Kingdom.
If I ever skip a park, if I'm only there for 3 days, for instance, and there are 4 parks, that is my skipper.
Yeah, which I frequently am anymore. 3 days or less, or I'll have like some partial days when we have conferences. Unfortunately, I tend to skip Animal Kingdom anymore. I would like to get to ride that one ride, that Pandora ride there.
Flight
again.
of Passage.
Flight of Passage.
Yeah, that's the one. That was a cool thing. But yeah.
It's a beautiful park, and it's a great park. And depending on the time of year, it's a good park just to wander around if it's not hot. But when it's hot, it's just hot there.
Yeah.
And it's a different, like
park.
The other parks have sunshine hot, like the sun is hot beating down on you. That park is just steamy and hot, humid.
It is fun to wander there, though, because there's lots of nooks and crannies. It's beautiful, and you can find some cool animals or weird animals. Or I like to ride Expedition Everest and then just go do those trails, like the Maharaja Jungle Trek and the one with the naked mole rats and the gorillas. I forget what that one is called.
The other one.
Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had to explain to my son what the turtles were doing one time in there. They were giving, one was giving the other a piggyback ride.
Oh, interesting.
It's the circle of life. It's just an educational experience. Yeah.
There's a lot of good street atmosphere there. I don't know. That's, to me, a wander around park. The only thing I feel like I have to do there is Everest and Pandora. Yes. The rest of it, I could do with or without.
I would like to have a trip that is leisurely enough that I could take a longer period of time in that park, explore some more. We're zoo people in my family, so I could see spending a lot of time checking out the smaller things that a lot of people probably tend to overlook, pass by.
Yeah.
During my Wyatt's childhood, we had membership annual passes to the zoo, so we went so much that I'm like, that's why I skipped that one, because it is beautiful and all that, but generally I don't care if I ever see another animal in my life.
Unless it's on your plate.
Yeah.
But Jeff, Animal Kingdom is not a zoo.
I know it's not a zoo, but
not a zoo.
Sure are a lot of animals there.
There are a lot.
But the theming there and the little touches and all, if you do get a chance just to wander around with no agenda, it's a beautiful park to do that in. And I just don't usually do it. If I'm there, I'm like, I'm going to bang out these 2-3 things and then skedaddle. And I don't know why that is exactly. I think mostly because it's hot.
That is
It's also
usually
so
pretty
big.
hot.
Takes you forever to get all around everything.
And my other problem that I run into a lot is like all the parks are really great to see at nighttime. And there's a limited amount of any of the parks. Magic Kingdom, I think I can handle all day long. But the other parks, I'm kind of like, it's better at nighttime. And Animal Kingdom during the heat, middle of the day, especially because everybody knows the animals are going to be snoozing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Pandora's not glowing in the dark.
I think the safari ride is, don't care if I ever ride that again. Like it's the same 5 animals. I don't know. I need my sports bra when I ride it. So my ideal day at that park is to have no agenda and that be like a cool fall day and you just wander around, or spring or winter, whatever.
Head over into the Nomad Lounge or
Nomad Lounge for about 4 hours in the middle of the day.
I love Nomad Lounge.
That whole Harambe area is great. There's music and all, and then there's the little sort of food court type thing there. That's a good one. I love the Lion King show. I will say that. The Disney presents a snippet of the Festival of the Lion King.
Yes.
I don't know what it looks like now. I haven't seen it since it came back, but I do love the show.
Tumble Monkeys are back, or they will be soon. They were putting the seating back and restoring it back to its full former glory.
Good. That's a good one.
Yeah, and there's that Finding Nemo show too.
I do love, excuse me, I hate that Nemo show.
Yeah,
I hated the old one. Gonna hate the new one just on principle.
Just on principle.
I like the bird show, surprisingly.
I do love the bird show, and I love that you could be wandering around in that park, and the macaws may just be flying overhead, or they're leaving that Wonders of Flight show, or the one that they do at the front of the park, and they'll sometimes just stop in the trees.
Yeah, they just take off.
Yeah.
They'll come home when they're ready.
I'm going to stop in this tree because I don't feel like going all the way back right now.
They know where the food is kept.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. Are you ready to move on from the animal?
Pretty much what I do.
Yeah.
In the Magic Kingdom. Yeah.
Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're reading.
Let's move on to another. Let's go roll the dice. How about Hollywood Studios? What does a day at Hollywood Studios look? If you have the day to yourself without other people saying, I want to go ride Toy Story Mania 1,000 times. I want to ride on the alien swirling saucers. How do you spend it? How would you spend
never
a day?
say that.
No, other people. Like if you have perhaps small children.
If I'm there by myself, I'm a ride. I can bang out everything there in 2 hours and be.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a small park and not one of my favorite parks, but my favorite rides are in that park. Weirdly. So my 2 favorites are the Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror. So if you can take that, bang out those 2, then I spend the rest of the day watching Lightning McQueen.
I was just going to say Lightning McQueen. Yeah. There's no need to ever leave that corner of the park. It's just it's probably the best thing Imagineering has ever done.
Those are my 2 favorites. And then I would head back and ride Slinky Dog on my way to Star Wars.
I do love Slinky Dog.
And I always think I want to wander around Star Wars Town forever. I would love to be there when there's about 200 people there and everything's open. But it's always so crowded. I'm like, ugh, get me out of here. The way they built it with all the staircases and ramps and little alleys, it's just all so congested. I don't know what they thought.
Yeah, it does get pretty congested.
Yeah, on a busy day.
Yeah.
Earlier, first thing in the morning, later at night, closer to closing. It's not so bad. And
it's lovely at night. It's so cool. In fact, I've only been in there at night a handful of times. And we were recently, and it was for a private event, and it looked so cool, but nothing was open. I was like, this would be cool if any of this was open.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's so pretty back there at night and not scorching hot. I will say for that area, there's a lot of shade.
Yes, there is.
But that whole sort of going through the marketplace thing looks really cool, but it's so crowded. They just created a needless bottleneck there.
Yeah, everything's a little on the small side. I will say that since I figured out, or since the app started working for me, and after experiencing it from the Star Cruiser guest side, things, hey, you're going in like 2 weeks, so you too. No, it really opened my eyes to a lot of the built-in second layer stuff that you can do playing around storyline that way, and I really enjoy. I think that given a day to myself in Hollywood Studios, I could probably spend half the day easy just in Galaxy's Edge, hacking every doorway, listening in on radio communications, and doing dorky crap like that.
I love that about you.
Thanks, Jeff. It's a lot of fun.
That just sounds like you, all the interactive and all that, and I'm just like, nope, bye.
No. That's just what I want. That's what I was promised it was going to be. I finally figured out how to get close to what they promised, and it's fun. I like it a lot. Especially like we were promised like cast member interactions in character like they used to do in Hogwarts, and I got harassed a couple of times by cast members asking what I was doing near some doors that I shouldn't have been near finally for the first time. So, so anyway, that's
what you were looking for.
And like that would probably be a big chunk of my day at Hollywood Studios, is head back to Galaxy's Edge and just really play, even just sit down and soak in the Star Wars of it.
Do you eat a Ronto wrap?
Oh, hell
Yummy.
yes. God,
those things are good.
Dude, I would eat one for breakfast and for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that iced coffee drink that they have now with the
Cocoa Puffs.
With the Cocoa Puffs and the Godiva chocolate liqueur in it.
Delicious.
Are they space Cocoa Puffs?
Yes.
Yeah, obviously.
It's so good.
Duh.
It's iced coffee with some sort of like sweet cream cheese topping and Cocoa Puffs, and you can get it spiked with Godiva chocolate liqueur, and it is a drink.
I want to ask that.
It's beautiful. Just make sure you get a spoon to help with the Cocoa Puffs.
I tell you what,
Space Cocoa Puffs.
for my perfect Hollywood studio day, after 4, 5, 6 rides, then I hit up the Baseline Tap House.
Yeah.
And sit there in the shade with a fan blowing on me for the rest of the day. It's lovely. That's the best spot because you get it's a intersection of 3 different roads that all come together there, and you can watch all of the stuff happen. People are getting kicked out of the park. You're seeing it.
You get a great view of the fountain and Muppets Courtyard. Yeah.
I love that spot. Good food, lots of good different beers and ciders, and the people watching is amazing. I'm a huge people watcher. I can sit and do that for hours.
Yeah.
Like no interaction, no.
And actually, that's a good spot for it too. Just thinking about like when we were there a couple of weeks ago, the rest of the kids and Kendra went on Star Tours, and I stayed outside with Sophia, and watching some of the evening time nerds coming into Galaxy's Edge, walking in their, what they call Batu bounding outfits with their multiple lightsabers and stopping to take pictures and stuff. That was fun. People watching there.
Evening time nerds.
Yeah.
I like it.
I've noticed the last couple of times I've went that like it starts to get around dusk, and the really hardcore Star Wars nerds come in their outfits to take pictures by the Millennium Falcon.
It's cooling down, and their lightsabers glow better.
That and their like desert gear is more comfortable and slightly less high temperatures. Yeah. But the only other, I do enjoy the roller coasters and I enjoy the Tower of Terror. But one of the other things that I think for me would be necessary to make my day at Hollywood Studios is the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. So
I've seen that enough.
Yeah, but still, it's Indiana Jones.
Once you've starred in it,
well,
it's hard to.
I'm so jealous
go back
of you.
To just watching.
I'm so jealous. See, that would be my ideal day. It's getting pulled up on stage for that one. But a lot of, I guess this park and all of the parks too, it's getting to the point where I don't have too many rides that I have to do anymore. Just being there is, if I get on something, then I'm happy. If I don't, I'm still happy because I'm there experiencing it.
Heather, what's your Hollywood Studio?
Hollywood Studios is a ride Ride-a-Palooza for me. I have so many favorite rides there. I have to ride Tower of Terror. I have to ride the Rock and Roller Coaster. Slinky Dog is a must-do for me. Unpopular opinion, Toy Story, Midway Mania.
It's grown on me.
I don't think that's unpopular opinion, judging by the lines.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't
care for it.
I didn't like it at first. It's grown on me playing with my kids.
I walk my way up Hollywood Boulevard and turn onto Sunset Boulevard and hit the big rides at the end of that, then swing back around and head into Toy Story Land. Just make my way in a big circle, hitting all the rides.
Mm-hmm. Do you ride, if you're alone and you could ride whatever, didn't matter if it was lines, like if you had access somehow, and would you go do all that? And would you include Star Tours?
I would not include Star Tours.
It's a shame.
No. I haven't actually ridden Star Tours in literally years.
Yeah.
I
haven't
Star
ridden
Tours.
it, I don't think, since they opened the other Star Wars.
Yeah.
I
love
weird
it.
now.
I love just walking through the queue and how they made it a movie set version of Star. That's
used
fun.
to be a must-do for my family because my kids love Star Wars, and that was the only thing there. And Jedi Training Academy. But we don't do any of that anymore.
I always wanted to be the Rebel Spy. Were any of you ever the Rebel Spy?
I wasn't, but Presley was once. And I think one of my kids was this last time too. Don't remember. There's so many of them.
I think the last time I wrote that was when there still was Star Wars weekends. That's how long ago it was.
Wow. I've been on this since then for sure.
No, me too. Yeah, it's I would include that in my must-do list if I'm going to try to get on rides.
I like that area over there. I like the AT-ATs and the big trees.
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically 4 rides there. Rockin' Star Tour, Rockin' Tower of Terror, Slinky, and Rise.
Those are the main ones. But then now Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Oh, crap. I love that. I forget about that.
Runaway Railway. You got to do that one.
And I would hit that.
I'd ride that over
twice.
Rise of the Resistance, actually.
I would hit that at the beginning and the end.
Is so long.
Yeah.
I've ridden it so many times.
I need to get on Mickey Minnie's now that they have the pre-shows again. I haven't ever seen the pre-show.
Seen the pre-show?
No. Last time I rode it, it's back before the
heck fire, Dan. You got to get over and see that.
You'll have to do that when you're there for KeyCon this year.
Yes.
I'm not going to KeyCon this year.
Oh. Did I forget?
Yeah. No, you didn't. You said it on purpose. I saw that little grin. You little stinker.
Ain't I the Dickens?
Yeah. I must say that, again, nighttime's the right time there, too. I love the neon signs down Hollywood Boulevard and Sunset Boulevard there. And that's a good place to sit just for atmosphere. And around Echo Lake, too, in the evening time. That's really nice. I love
it back there, but there is nothing to do, but it's cute looking.
Yeah. I always have to look for Roger Rabbit's silhouette. Is it still up in the window there? It was gone for a while, and I think it came back. Up above I think it's up above Hollywood and Vine, around by the lake there.
Right.
There's an upstairs window that's the window for Eddie Valiant's detective agency, and Roger Rabbit's outline is like he flew through the blinds.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you follow in a straight line all the way across the park to past the Chinese theater where it turns into backstage area, they actually painted an outline of him on one of the buildings at one point early on. I don't think it's still there.
Cool story, though.
You knew what I was when you started doing this.
And I like over there in that same area, there's the Rocketeers rocket pack is back there. Isn't it something in there? What was that? I found it one time. I had heard about it. And it's where that Coke, that little kiosk.
Isn't that kiosk named something? It's PV's something or other?
Yeah, it's like just a little stand with popcorn and drinks and whatever. And near that, there's a little window and a Rocketeers jetpack.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen that.
You and I went and found it one time.
I'll have to look for that. But Yeah.
Google that. So like if you're looking at Hollywood and Dine and you turn left, there's that small little kiosk shoehorned into the side of that building. It's right by there.
Nice. I'll have to look for that. And then the must do is to leave it via the Skyliner.
Yeah.
I like that. Dusk, nighttime. That's good. That's good. Let's go over to Epcot. What does the day at Epcot look like for
Skyline.
you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. Now that Guardians is open, that's the only thing recently that has pulled me away from the World Showcase. Because really an Epcot day for me is just wandering around the World Showcase. And
eating and drinking and laughing and shopping and whatever. Yeah. Picking out dog kimonos.
Yes, we have done that.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I was there as a tourist now and came in the front door, like on the monorail or whatever, I would ride Guardians.
If I came in through the front door, I don't know if I would make it to Guardians. I'd take a look at that giant maze.
It's like the first thing on the left.
I would take a look at that giant maze of plywood walls, and I'd say,
that is difficult to get over right now. I haven't not been back over to the Living Seas and the Land or any of that, and since all those walls went up.
It's still maze-like getting over there. It's a little tricky.
I go as far as Guardians now, ride Guardians, and then I'm back in the World Showcase.
It's a little bit better now that the new store and restaurant are open.
That's true. I have spent some time in those.
Some of that maze has cleared out, and it's a little easier to get over, but it's still.
We went recently, and did we go in the front door? Yeah, we came in the front door and we rode Guardians and we left. We didn't do anything but that.
Yeah.
And that took an hour and a half.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know where Guardians is. You come in, you hang a left, and it's right there.
Yeah.
The only other attraction you walk past is the Spaceship Earth.
Which I would ride.
And that was an hour and a half with Fast Pass or Lightning Lane access.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Just because it's so hard to find anything else on that side of the park.
To get in there and get to the thing and through the thing and out of the thing and then back out.
Okay. I thought you meant the wait for Spaceship Earth.
No. Well, the queue is long, even when you're in Lightning Lane. Like just winding through there, it's fairly long.
Yeah, because there's a few holding area rooms. You come into a holding area and then you go into an area and then you're in pre-show.
It's all part of the attraction and all great and well done and air conditioned, I might add.
Yes.
But we thought we would pop in and ride. There's no popping in and riding Guardians.
Oh, I popped in. When we went, we were like one of the first boarding groups, and it was like I walked through all of that stuff all the way up to
if you're one of the first groups in, there's not as much time in those initial holding rooms.
There was, it was very fast.
No, I like the show, then the second show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then the actual show. And then the ride.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely Guardians would be on my list of things to try.
But if I'm going in the front door, I'm doing Guardians and then I'm hightailing it out there into World Showcase because there's not a thing I care about in Future World anymore.
Yeah. Not the bar at Space 220?
I love the bar at Space 220, but it's too difficult to get in there right now.
Yeah.
Even if you're just looking at going in the lounge, it's tricky.
Yes.
I ate there once. That was probably enough.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel the same way. Maybe I'd go back in for drinks.
I haven't been back since that first time that we ate there, and they have improved the menu. It's even better, and the food is excellent, and the drinks are cool. But it's so tricky. It's so difficult to get in, to get a spot there. I think it's worth it to do that experience at least once because it's so well done.
At Epcot, there's so much good eating in World Showcase. I've never cared about any of the rest of the park's eating.
Yeah.
People love the seafood place with the view of the fish, and it is cool. It's mediocre seafood, and I would never eat at the Electric Umbrella before. I never ate in that place. What are you doing? There's all that good food in World Showcase.
Yeah, that's true.
But, and this is even when I was there with kids. We were not, I did eat at Sunshine Terrace or whatever, that little food court area.
Sunshine Seasons.
Yeah, Sunshine Seasons. Yeah, when you come out of Soarin', Oh, and I do love Soarin'. I will go ride that.
I do love it. I need to get back over there. I just haven't felt like
dealing with
all the walls. Yeah.
I get it.
But Guardians is worth it.
Guardians is worth it. And World Showcase, especially during a festival, which fortunately you don't have to wait very long for anymore.
Right.
During the
with all the booths, man, we had
11 months of the year that there's a festival there.
Yeah, we caught the end of that one. But yeah, so that's pretty much it there for Epcot. Do some eating
and drinking. That's
but in
the
World
thing.
Showcase, my must-dos are La Cava del Tequila. I got to at least pop in and get something to go. If preferably, I'll like to sit down and have some chips and salsa and sample a margarita or 3.
Or 4.
Yeah. That's one of those time sucks where you're like, we'll pop in here. And then like, whoopsie, their park's closing.
right. Yeah.
I love that. I like a nice German beer and a pretzel or a brat. I love snacking around the world.
And I love all the new stuff over there in France. The crepe restaurant is delightful. The Remy ride is cute. There's always some delicious alcoholic slushy.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the standard Grand Marnier or the Eiffel Sour.
In that World Showcase, that lake, when you're just going to circle around that lake, when you're like, oh, we'll just go back and get that thing I saw in the store back there. You're not going to do that. Just buy the thing when you see it.
Yeah. So far.
That's so huge.
It's like 7 miles around that lake. It's not what it feels like.
If I was there by myself and there was no one to tell me what time frame to do anything, I would like sleep all day if I could, and then just go to the parks in the evening. But I always wind up going to the parks. Then I'm so hot and sweaty, I want to leave. And then I never go to another park. So I never see these parks at night. Then you're having dinner and doing all that stuff, which I love, all the great dining and dinner, but I'm never, ever in a park at night.
It sounds like your problem is you're going with other people.
Also, I can't sleep all day. You get hot and you get tired and then you're like, let's go take a break and swim, which I do highly recommend. If you're park touring, take a break and swim and then go back at night if you don't have dinner reservations or whatever.
Yeah, that is an excellent.
Which too damn hot to be there for 12 hours.
Especially with small children.
Yes.
When my kid was little and we would go early in the morning and bang out a bunch of stuff, which you can easily do in the morning, and then go take a break and swim and chill. Even if they don't go to sleep, just let them calm down and quit being around 100,000 people and then go back later to see fireworks or whatever. I don't ever see fireworks anymore.
Yeah, no,
it's been a while.
We had intentions and we never managed to make it that late.
It's too tiring.
Yeah.
I'm 52. I can't do that.
Hell, I'm 38 and I can't do that.
When I was your age and I had a little kid, of course, there was only one of our little kid, but we were rope dropped to fireworks people every day. Up
until this last trip, we typically were 2, and then we took it a little bit easier and listened to the kids and left when it was a little more appropriate. We're just like, hey, let's go to the pool. And that was a good decision.
Yeah.
Turns out swimming pool and bedtime ice cream is a really great idea.
These resorts are expensive and they're so great. They've got pools and you play ping pong and arcades and different stuff. That's good family time. Once you've ridden everything, there's no reason to be a warrior about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, go in and just enjoy the park. You don't necessarily have to try to get on everything.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with Magic Kingdom.
The Magical Kingdom.
My ultimate favorite park.
Me too.
And I think this is the park that kind of breaks that rule of I don't necessarily have to get on anything. I'm going to try a little bit harder to get on some of the things that I love at the Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. Fortunately, a lot of the things that I love are less popular.
Yeah. And they're still there. A lot of the things, the nostalgia stuff is all still there. Your nostalgia stuff from Epcot's gone.
It's true. That's a good point.
Or improved. I'm going to be honest. I rode the Frozen ride for the first time ever this past trip.
For the first time in forever?
In forever?
For the first time in ever, I got on that Frozen ride and I'm sorry, but Maelstrom just wasn't that exciting.
Maelstrom sucked.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
It really did.
There was an oil rig section.
Yeah, like
That's
there was one cool section with trolls, and that was it. And then there was like cavemen and polar bears and oil rigs in a storm.
Yep.
Frozen is a good ride with really cool animatronics. So suck it,
it's
haters.
cute, and there's a reason why Frozen was a popular and is still a popular movie because it was great.
Yeah.
Oh, is that based on a movie?
Yeah. It has great music. It has great characters. It's funny. I don't know. It made $1 billion for a reason. Yeah. And I admitted that when we were talking on the last episode about The Wish that I was a little poo-pooing the Arendelle restaurant, thinking that I was going to think it was cheesy. And it was my favorite thing.
It's fantastic.
It was fantastic. And everybody started singing Let It Go. And at first I thought, oh, here we go. We're all going to sing Let It Go. And you know what? It was so fun.
So fun. And who was singing the loudest in there? This guy.
Yep.
This 52-year-old male. That's what was funny on that. It was all adults mostly.
Right.
Yes. Magic Kingdom. Anyway, if I'm at Disney World, if I was there for a meeting or whatever, and I'm alone, I've got one day to spend 6 hours in one park. There. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's tons and tons of rides that I love there and will ride for nostalgia, but it's also another park that I like to just wander around and look at things and watch people and see little kids seeing it for the first time and wander through the stores or just sit. Just like being there. I don't have to do anything.
It makes me happy just to walk through the tunnel under the thing and to see Main Street USA. I instantly just love it.
Yep.
Yeah. None of the other parks do that for me. But that one is just like,
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. It's a whole different feeling there. And I had a feeling we were all going to be pretty much on the same page with Magic Kingdom. That's my plan for Magic Kingdom, is just be there. I don't really care that much. I'm going to try to do things. I'm going to get on the people mover. Fortunately, I don't have to try hard to do that.
Or maybe one trip I will go in and just walk around and the only thing I'll ride. My favorite ride there is Big Thunder. But if I just caught the Country Bears or just one of any of those things.
Pirates is a good one. You can always get on Pirates and Haunted Mansion easy. Even when the line says an hour for Haunted Mansion, it's not an hour.
Yeah. Heather, that's what I did back in November. I had one day, not even that many hours to go into Magic Kingdom. I went in, I watched the Country Bears. I got a snack and a fancy 50th anniversary, the Haunted Mansion beverage, and just walked around. And it also happened to be Dapper Day. So I watched the crowds in their crazy outfits.
Watching on Dapper Day. Yes.
Yeah. So
when was that? When were you there?
November. KeyCon.
Oh, was it like your last day before leaving?
No, it was the last day before closing stuff.
In between,
It was between game time and closing.
Oh, right.
So I had a few hours to hang out.
Yeah.
So
I think I was busy.
Probably. Yeah.
Moving stuff.
Yep.
Right. Funny that Dan's just wandering around with nothing to do in a park.
You could have said, "Hey, Dan, I could use some help carrying these giant letters from this room to that room." All I saw was
the smoke from your feet skying out of that place.
I'm headed to the Magic Kingdom.
No, I love every attraction there, and if I can only ride one or two things, it's worth it. Or I can ride nothing or whatever, but I'll get some popcorn or get a Dole Whip and just wander and smell and look at things. I love taking pictures at that park and at Disneyland Park. I don't know what I've seen every thing in there 100 times, but I always find some little weird angle to take a picture of something at. There's not an unattractive view in that place.
That's true.
Yeah, for the most part. There's a little ugliness heading from Fantasyland into Liberty Square if you're not looking at the bathrooms, but other than that, you're right.
Liberty Square. Where?
If you look to the left when you're going past Rapunzel's potties,
it's not as pretty.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's all just blank brick. That's just me being nitpicky.
Yeah, right. That's Magic Kingdom brick, Dan.
That's right. It's Magic Kingdom
brick. You just look right.
It's glorious.
And look at the prettiest shitter in all the land.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Have y'all been back in Tomorrowland recently? Tron is looking pretty spectacular. The whole,
I almost never go back there.
That whole outdoor, I don't know what you call it, the hood, the swoop, the
canopy.
The canopy, yeah, it looks pretty cool.
They've got some names. It's like
it's going to look so cool at night. Lit up
I'll
all
never
blue
see it.
and.
You'll see it. My family is devoted to the People Mover, so we rode that a couple of times, and we check out Tron construction. You can get a pretty good view of it from.
We're going to have to do it at nighttime. I think we have a meeting coming up at the end of this month. We can work during the day and hit the parks at night. See the things in the nighttime.
My instinct is always to get a dinner reservation or whatever. You could get a dinner at Skipper's Canteen.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, Skipper Canteen.
Which, by the way, that's a must do for me. That is a great restaurant with the beautiful theming and great food, mediocre service. It's awesome.
So par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
When I started going there, I always was a go left at the hub kind of person because I noticed that instinctively humans go right. So we want to work counterclockwise for some reason. But I would always go clockwise and I would always go left. But now, since being a club member, I especially go left there and then sometimes I never go any further. That's a real problem.
Yeah.
So it's best if you just go on past it and keep going. But my favorite corner is back with Splash and Big Thunder and Haunted Mansion and Country Bears. That whole section there is just the bomb. Makes me feel like a 7-year-old little boy.
Watching Gunsmoke and other old-timey Western shows. Something. Anyway.
About singing bears.
Yeah. It'll staple it. Yeah. I think the things that I try to fit in, especially, are the bears and the birds, the People Mover.
That's funny. I love bears and birds, but I often keep going because they feel like, I don't know what I'm in this hurry for, but I feel like, those take too long. But they don't.
They don't.
I don't know what that
is.
In my head, it's like, I'm not going to sit down and watch this show.
It takes no longer than the queue for most of the other rides.
I know.
So
it's just a weird mindset I have. I adore both of those shows, but I rarely see them.
Yeah. I get it.
I haven't seen Country Bears in years.
Should rectify that.
Yeah.
You know what you're missing.
Since I'm sure they're going to remove it and put it in a zombies exhibit.
Oh, God.
That would not be good. Zombies.
Don't give them ideas. Yeah. So that's about what I expected to hear from Magic Kingdom is we just go and we just love it.
Yeah, to summarize, my perfect day at Magic Kingdom is to be at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds about right.
And the only thing I have to do there, or I'm not going, is Stitch's Great Escape. Oh, wait.
Ooh, I got bad news for you.
What?
Got bad
Don't tell
news
me
for
they
you.
closed it.
No, but you can still do the MILF. The Monsters Inc. laugh floor. I forgot to tell you guys last week, I got one of my jokes read on the Monsters Inc. laugh floor.
You did?
One?
Oh, God, I got to remember. I don't remember.
Were you that guy?
Was
No,
it a
I was trying really hard.
Great dad joke?
Yeah, it was a really... Was it? Oh, it was... Why don't you ask? Why do you not ask Elsa to hold on to your Mickey Mouse balloon while you ride Big Thunder Mountain Railroad?
Because she's gonna let it go.
Yeah.
The one that they read that I submitted was one of those mini versions of the Wire Pirates. Something they just are.
Yep, that's
anything
a classic.
You can throw in with one of their. It's a dad joke with a ride name in it. They're gonna read it.
Yep.
Yeah. Owen submitted what's where do fish store their money?
In their hole.
That's not the answer. It's in the riverbank.
Yeah. Duh.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I like your answer better, though.
What did the fish say when it ran into the wall?
Ow, my nose.
Damn.
What? Okay.
That's good.
That made me laugh, Dan.
What's brown and sticky?
Good job.
That's stupid. I love it. So to summarize, always just go to Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Skip those other parks.
I'm not necessarily going to say that, but yeah, it's just not the same if you don't go to Magic Kingdom. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't you feel sad for someone that's like, I've got one day at Walt Disney World. I'm
gonna
going
go
to Animal
Pleasant
Kingdom.
Beach.
Oof, that's even rougher. I did have somebody ask me for advice because they were planning on going and spending one day at Hollywood Studios. It's like, you're going to spend the whole day just at Hollywood Studios.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We used to go, our trips were typically 4 days, one park each day. When we went as a family and Wyatt was a kid.
no, but this is their only day and they're just going to Hollywood Studios.
Oh, I just want to see the news.
Maybe, I don't know. They're not people who frequently go to the parks.
Then I'm out. They're stupid.
Yeah. They're not like you, or even me, who gets to go once a year or so.
Do you think they think it's Universal Studios?
No. Made sure I clarified that. I think he mostly was excited about Star Wars.
We're just there for Harry Potter, man.
That never gets old. Anyway, sounds like we all know how to have a good day at a theme park.
Yes.
In Walt Disney World. So I'm going to say thanks for hanging out with us again this week. If you're excited to have the perfect Walt Disney World day,
I am excited.
or explore anywhere else, Key to the World Travel has 27,000 acres of Florida resort land full of expert travel planners, ready to make your vacation dreams a reality. Head to www.keytotheworldtravel.com to get started with a no-obligation quote. Don't forget to catch up with our friend, the Theme Park Professor, for all the latest theme park news and tips at www.themeparkprofessor.com. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow our show. If you have a friend or two who you think would appreciate our special brand of globe-trotting jackassery, tell them what makes our show so great and send them our way. You can find links to subscribe to the show on your favorite apps and all the latest updates at www.goldkeyadventures.com. We can't wait to hang out with you again next week, and we'll see you real soon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys. Call me.
To ask a question or share your travel story, you can reach us by smoke signal, carrier pigeon, or send an email to goldkeyadventurers@gmail.com. And make sure you follow the Gold Key Adventure Society on Facebook and Instagram. A huge thanks to our sponsor, Key to the World Travel. For all your travel planning needs, visit www.keytotheworldtravel.com for a free quote and help planning the trip of a lifetime. Tell them the Gold Key Adventurers sent you. That's www.keytotheworldtravel.com. Key to the World Travel, your key to a magical vacation. Thanks to Outer Vibe for the use of their song Hoka Hey for the intro and outro of our show. Find them on Facebook at The Outer Vibe or check out www.outervibe.com for tour dates, music, merch, and more. We'll see you next week for another meeting of the Gold Key Adventure Society. And until then, remember, life is short and the world is wide. So go have an adventure.